We're seeing TV move to a series of much more addressable formats, which for our clients is a great story. So just being able to measure more effectively and target more effectively is a huge value proposition for our clients. I think using a platform, a DSP like MediaMath, gives us the ability to target a lot of those strategies in one place and to use data sources consistently across a wide variety of inventory.
For pharma clients, how does the programmatic scenario play out?
Yeah, great question. So obviously there are a lot of regulatory issues which we specialize in. That's part of the value we bring to clients, is we understand the space, what you can and cannot say and do. The thing that's exciting about programmatic TV, there are a couple of really exciting things. One is that it's more targeted. So a lot of the companies that we work with on the pharma side might be rare disease, orphan drugs with smaller populations who aren't going to buy national TV and do mass media marketing because they really want to talk to a very thin sliver of a population that is distributed across the country. So programmatic TV allows us to use some third-party data modeled, proxied in ways that protect people's privacy, but in ways that give us a much better idea that we're reaching that specific audience. And that's a fantastic way to reach those people with the sight and sound and kind of emotional context of a television without having the waste that we would have in a larger mass media television buy.
Because you guys also handle a lot of rare disease.
That's right.
And what are some of the needs there, both programmatically, and then we'll also talk about addressable, household addressable. I don't know if that works into the scheme.
For sure. For sure, so there's different ways to get at that by proxy. Of course, we're not able to target one-on-one based on things like symptoms or doctor visits or prescribed audiences, but we can use data and model based on that. So more addressable formats allow us to get down to at least a zip code level that might have a higher propensity for those afflicted and prescribed populations. And the rare disease specifically, or the orphan drug, both of which would have just a smaller population, sometimes as little as 20, 30,000 potential people within the United States. So mass market TV doesn't really work in that context. And that really allows us to use that data to get much more targeted and to reach those people with far less waste. And then we've been able to demonstrate that through measurement on the other end that gives us things like prescription lift from compliant third-party data providers. So it's an exciting space for those companies who want a TV-like experience, who want to be able to hit people on the big screen in the living room, but aren't really able, because of the economics of their business, to go after those larger TV buys.
And finally, in this sort of advanced TV world that's quickly developing, what are some of the challenges or solutions you're hoping we solve on your behalf, on behalf of your clients? What are some friction points? What needs to be fixed up?
Yeah, there's a few different friction points, and you're hearing a lot about that when you talk to some of the folks at MediaMath and other DSPs. One is fragmentation. There's just a lot of players in the space. So putting together a strategy can be quite challenging because you have some players with a lot of reach, but that reach might add up to just 2 to 5% of the population. And especially if you're talking about reaching a very targeted audience, then you can be really slicing that down further and further until you don't have much of a value proposition, unless you start to pool that together into a larger strategy. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges, is bringing that fragmented marketplace across things like connected TV, OTT, more addressable and advanced forms of TV into one strategy that allows us to hit a targeted audience across a much wider swath of formats. We're seeing progress in that direction. Obviously, we wish it would move a lot faster. I think a lot of the providers, especially if you look at cable providers and other TV providers, have the technology in home. They have subscriber data, but it's taken a while to get kind of from the traditional way of buying TV, linear TV, to a much more addressable format. But I think we're kind of at that inflection point right now, which is exciting for us.